Dover, Delaware, the first state of this great nation, is the backdrop for race number 3 of the ARCA Menards Series East. Now, it's been 69 days since these stock cars roared to life in Toledo. The wait is over, and it's time to see what these young stars of the East Series can do with Miles the Monster looming large over Dover International Speedway. Sam Mayer, the East Points leader, is here and ready to win again like he did last year. Ty Gibbs, only 1 point back in the standings, is ready to pounce. Nick Sanchez and Chase Cabrey are in the hunt and want to take it to Miles the Monster and prove they're worthy. It's the General Tire 125, race 3 for the ARCA Menards Series East. I'm Rick Allen. Charles Crawl will bring you all of today's racing action. 83 degrees, pretty clear in the skies with a 6-mile-per-hour wind from the south and a 0 chance of rain. Taking a look at the last race from Toledo Speedway, it was the Sam and Ty show. Sam Mayer led from the General Tire pole, and his only competition was the 18 of Ty Gibbs. Two youngsters swapped the lead 9 times during the event. It took overtime to decide the winner, and the 18 of Ty Gibbs won out for the checkered. Now taking a look at the points after 2 races, Sam Mayer leads Ty Gibbs by 1 point. These two have established that they are the ones to beat this year. Nick Sanchez looms 12 points back in 3rd, while Chase Cabrey and Parker Retzlaff are 16 and 18 points back in 4th and 5th. Sam Mayer and Ty Gibbs, while they have been waiting for this 3rd race, have taken their talents to the ARCA Menards Series and performed very well. Sam has won twice, winning both races at Toledo, and Ty won 3 times at Pocono, Kentucky, and Iowa. Now for the call of tonight's racing action, we send it to Charles Crawl.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Dover International Speedway for this afternoon's General Tire 125, round number 3 of the 2020 season for the ARCA Menards Series East. My name is Charlie Crawl. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at today's race analysis as the field does roll off a pit road. First of 3 pace laps. We're going to go 125 laps, 125 miles around the 1-mile concrete oval here at Dover International Speedway. Of course, one of the most highest banked racetracks that the ARCA Menards Series East will tackle. Been since June since we have raced here in the ARCA Menards Series East. Last time out, that driver, Nick Sanchez, finished 5th at Toledo Speedway. Nick is our Bounty Rookie Spotlight driver this afternoon. We will keep a close eye on him. He is currently 2nd in the Bounty Rookie Challenge standings behind Ty Gibbs. Opened the season with a 4th place finish at New Smyrna. Followed it up, like I said, with a 5th place run at Toledo. And he is currently 3rd in the overall standings, just 12 points behind Sam Mayer. Why don't we go ahead and take a quick look at those Bounty Rookie Challenge points. Ty Gibbs leads with 84 points. Sanchez in 2nd. Parker Retzlaff, Giovanni Bramante, and Justin S. Carroll round out the top 5. Mason Diaz back in 6th. And we're also going to keep an eye on Taylor Gray. He's the only other rookie in the field in the Bounty Rookie Challenge standings. There's our General Tire Pole Award winner here this afternoon. Ty Gibbs will be starting P1. He timed in with a lap at 23.709 seconds. That's 151.841 miles an hour. As Rusty Wallace would say, that is flat flying around the Monster Mile. And that is his first East Series General Tire Pole Award here of 2020. Other General Tire Pole Award winners here in 2020 include Derek Griffith down at New Smyrna Speedway and Sam Mayer back in June at Toledo. And of course, Sam Mayer, the defending race winner, starting outside row number 1. Lights still on the pace car, so it looks like we got a couple of more laps before we get ready to rock and roll here. For 125 laps, one of the longest races of the season for the ARCA Menards Series East. Of course, last year this was the championship deciding race, and Sam Mayer picked up the victory and locked up the series championship here last season. See if he can back that up here this afternoon with a solid performance in that number 21. Carrying some sponsorship from the Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation here this weekend. So good to see those colors on that number 21 car. Good looking field of cars here ready to go. 18 cars were entered. 17 will take the green flag. We had Miles, the monster, jumped up and bit Jason Kitzmiller earlier this afternoon in practice. Jason got up into the fence over in turns 3 and 4. Was not able to make repairs to that automobile, so he will sit this one out. Tough break for that Cody Rohrbaugh-owned CR7 racing team. Jason's had a pretty good season over in the ARCA Menards series this year, picking up a pair of 8th place finishes at Talladega and Michigan. He's looking forward to tackling the high banks here at the Monster Mile. Unfortunately, the monster jumped up and bit him here this afternoon, even before the race started. So we will get ready to go with 17 cars. And we will go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup as we get the one to go signal from the flag stand. Ty Gibbs on the General Tire pole. He will start alongside Sam Mayer up in row 1. And there you see Ty is going to elect to start from the outside lane. So Ty Gibbs on the outside, Sam Mayer to the inside in row number 1. David Gilliland makes his first career East Series start. He will start inside row number 2 alongside Corey Heim. Taylor Gray and Max McLaughlin will start inside and outside in row number 3. Drew Dollar and Mason Diaz, 2 Venerini Motorsports teammates, back in row number 4. Chase Cabry and Nick Sanchez, the Rev Racing teammates, back in row number 5. Parker Retzloff and Justin S. Carroll back in row number 6. Kyle Sieg making his ARCA Menards Series East debut here this afternoon. The younger brother of NASCAR Xfinity Series driver Ryan Sieg. He will start alongside Joe Graff Jr., who's making the transition over from the Xfinity Series, getting some recon here at Dover for later on this weekend. They will start back in row number 7. Chuck Buchanan Jr., Tommy Vi Jr. back in row number 8, and rounding out the 17-car starting lineup, Ed Pompa back in row number 9. Coming to the green flag this time around, we've got 125 laps to settle it. Pace car down on pit road. Field now in control of Ty Gibbs and Sam Mayer as they make their way off at turn number 4. And it is time to rock, roll, and rumble from Dover International Speedway. Green flag is out, and we are racing in the General Tire 125. Side by side down into turns 1 and 2. Sam Mayer, Ty Gibbs, door to door through turns 1 and 2. Mayer getting a little loose down on the bottom side. That's going to allow Ty Gibbs to squirt out into the lead. He's going to open up a couple of car length advantage as they work their way off into turns 3 and 4. Ooh, there you see Taylor Gray very loose over in turns 3 and 4. Gray doing a great job keeping that car off of Max McLaughlin there. That could have been big problems here very early in the going. But that's going to allow the top 5 cars to break away from that battle for 6th, 7th, and on back. A couple of cars getting very loose here in the early going. As you can see, not a lot of rubber laid down. This is the first time race cars have been on the track here at Dover International Speedway since last September. So it's going to take a while to get some rubber built into the racetrack here. You see a battle for position there. There you see Justin S. Carroll to the inside of Parker Retzloff. Parker getting a little loose down there in turns 1 and 2. That's going to allow Justin Carroll to take over that position. There you see Taylor Gray kind of rebounding from that big slide over in turns 3 and 4. Ooh, he's going to get Max McLaughlin a little loose there off of turn 4. Let's go ahead and take a look at the replay of that opening lap action down there and see just how loose that 17 car got. You see Taylor Gray diving it down into turns 3 and 4. Wonder what Drew Dollar's thinking right there. Drew doing a nice job keeping off of the back bumper of that number 17 car, but Taylor Gray very loose right there on the opening lap. And here's what happened coming off of turn 4 just moments ago. He got right up on the back bumper of Max McLaughlin there. Max doesn't have a lot of experience racing with air. We talked to him earlier in the week. Doesn't have a lot of experience working the air. Well, the air was really taken off of that rear spoiler right there. Nice save by Max McLaughlin here in the early going. There you see that battle for position. Right at the back of the top 10, Parker Retzloff in the 42 car. He's down on the inside trying to make his way back by Justin S. Carroll in the 91. Justin's had a pretty solid start to the season. Picked up a 6th place finish at Toledo Speedway last time out back in the month of June. I'll let that car drift up to the high side of the racetrack there as he slams the door shut on Parker Retzloff in the number 42. These two young men both trying to chase after the ARCA Menards Series East Championship here in 2020. ARCA now looking down to the inside as they work their way off into turns 1 and 2. ARCA Menards Series East Racing from the Monster Mile. We'll be right back.
ARCA Menards Series East Racing on NBCSN is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. And by General Tire. Hashtag anywhere is possible.
There's Chase Cabry starting to put some pressure on Drew Dollar in that number 15. Cabry looking to the inside down the front stretch as they work their way out from turns 1 and 2. Move Chase Cabry up in position. He's going to move into 7th, pushing Drew Dollar back into 8th. Cabry finished 2nd in the East Series standings in 2019. Champion Sam Mayer looking to get that season here in 2020 back on the right foot. He's not had a bad start to the season, just not quite as spectacular as he was hoping for early in the going. 3 previous starts here at Dover for Chase Cabry's best career finish, 5th here last season. Take a look back up at the front of the field. There's Ty Gibbs, your General Tire Pole Award winner, kind of driving off into the distance on Sam Mayer. About a 15-car length, maybe 20-car length advantage down the backstretch. Turns 3 and 4. Ty's had a pretty solid season all across the ARCA Menards Series. Picked up a trio of victories in the ARCA Menards Series. Wins at Pocono, Kentucky, and Iowa to go along with that win at Toledo in the East Series as well. And there you see Nick Sanchez crew pushing that vehicle down pit road. That is never a good sign, particularly just 21 laps into a 125-miler here. Tough break for Nick Sanchez. Looks apparently maybe done for the day. Ty Gibbs, just 17 years of age, not quite old enough to race on all of the big tracks here in the ARCA Menards Series, but he has had a very solid season. 8 starts in the ARCA Menards Series, 3 wins, as we said. Pocono, Kentucky, and Iowa, and was in the mix to pick up another win at Toledo Speedway before he and Sam Mayer right there got mixed it up a little bit for the victory and spun it out. And, the race got called by rain just moments later. So unfortunately, a chance to make up any of that lost track position in the spin. But in any case, he and Sam Mayer putting on a wonderful show each and every time here on the racetrack here at the ARCA Menards Series in 2020. David Gilliland in the number 54 car that he co-owns along with Bo Lamastis, the Frontline Enterprises Ford. First time he has ever been in a standalone East Series race. 2-time ARCA Menards Series West champion, his son Todd Gilliland, 2-time West Series champion. His dad, Bush, champion out on the West Coast as well. So that family's got a lot of experience in this platform of race cars. So that's surprising to find out this is the first time David Gilliland has ever made a start here in the East Series. There's a good look at that battle at the back half of the top 10. Chase Cabry, Drew Dollar, Mason Diaz all going at it here in the early going. Drew Dollar kicking it sideways off of turn 4. We should have our first of 2 scheduled breaks coming up at lap 25, or excuse me, lap 30. Lap 30, so about 4 laps from now, we should have our first scheduled break. There you see Mason Diaz working to the inside of Drew Dollar. He's going to take over that position. These teams have 8 General Tires down in the pit box. They can put on 4 each at 2 breaks. Lap 35. I got to get this right, Charlie. Get it right, man. Lap 35. So we're about 9 laps away. There you see Drew Dollar really kicking it sideways right there off of turn 4. But in any case, lap 35, we will come down for the first of 2 scheduled breaks. Lap 70 will be the second of the 2 scheduled breaks. These teams will have the opportunity to put on General Tires. You see that battle for position up at the back of the top 5. Corey Heim, about 10 car lengths in hand over Max McLaughlin right there as they work their way. Ooh, there we see Justin Carroll off the pace. Tough break for the driver of the number 91 car. Just bragging on him just a few moments ago. Justin finished 6th at Toledo back in June. Looks like that car has lost the fire down the backstretch. He is coasting, and we'll bring that car down on the pit road. was 8th in the point standings coming into today's actions. Will not be good as he looks to stay up in the top 10 in ARCA Menards Series East standings. You know, if it's another lap, these two Venerini Motorsports teammates still going to be going at it. Mason Diaz, Drew Dollar, these two have traded this position back a handful of times here in the early going of the General Tire 125. Drew Dollar, of course, picking up a big win in the ARCA Menards Series at Talladega Super Speedway back in June. His first career ARCA Menards Series win. And there you see the battle for the lead. Ty Gibbs holding on to that position over Sam Mayer. Mayer starting to close in just a little bit as we close in on that lap 35. Get it right, lap 35. Break. Now what was a 10-car length advantage, now about a 2-car length advantage. Sam Mayer really starting to reel in Ty Gibbs as they close in on the back bumper. There's Chuck Buchanan right there, the number 87 car. Mayer now all over Ty Gibbs as they work their way through turns 3 and 4, coming to complete lap 31 this time around, and the caution flag coming out for the first time here this afternoon. Just a couple of laps shy of what was our first scheduled break. And that will put us behind the pace car for the first time here this afternoon. ARCA Menards Series East Racing from the Monster Mile. We'll be right back. Welcome back to ARCA Menards Series East Racing on NBCSN. You see David Gilliland really kicking that car sideways off of turn 4. David really closing in on this battle for second and third. Taylor Gray not able to keep that car down on the bottom side of the racetrack. That's going to open things up for Sam Mayer. Sam now side by side down the backstretch. Move Sam Mayer into that second position. Taylor Gray back to third. They're both going to have their hands full. David Gilliland right there in the mix as well. 3-car battle for second, third, and fourth. Gilliland again looking to the top side of the racetrack. Trying to work past his young teammate. Take over that third spot. Indeed he does. Give third to David Gilliland. Taylor Gray lost a couple of positions here the last couple of laps. Jump up back to the front of the field. There's Ty Gibbs driving away in that number 18, the Monster Energy Toyota. Joe Gibbs Racing, 1.1 seconds, the lead. As we close in on the halfway point here, the General Tire 125. Let's see if Sam Mayer able to close things up here a little bit now that he has broken free of some of that traffic. 1.1 seconds last time around. Let's see what the gap is this time. 0.2 seconds. So Ty able to hold on, maybe add a little bit to that advantage. See Chase Cabry going at it with Parker Retzloff for the 7th and 8th positions. Parker Retzloff making some good use of his time as the racing world came to a grinding close, or a grinding halt, I should say, in the month of March. Parker picked up a pair of notable iRacing victories, racing against some of the top names in NASCAR. It's always a good confidence booster, even if it is a virtual victory. A win's a win, right? So Parker Retzloff picking up a pair of big NASCAR Roots iRacing wins earlier in the season. There you see David Gilliland. We're going to keep an eye on that 54 car throughout the course of the rest of this one. Really starting to close in now on Sam Mayer. David Gilliland has starts in all 3 of the NASCAR Touring Series here at Dover. He's got 50-plus appearances between the Cup Series, the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and even the NASCAR Gander Truck Series. Best finish, I believe, a 4th in the Gander Trucks. But a lot of experience here on the Monster Mile, and he's putting it to good use here this afternoon as they work to the bottom side. Chuck Buchanan there over in turns 3 and 4. These two teammates are going to be tired of each other after this one. Mason Diaz again dealing with Drew Dollar as they work their way through turns 3 and 4. Dollar's car seems to work better on the top side of the racetrack. There you see the number 15, the Sunbelt Reynolds Toyota for Venerini Motorsports. They'll use the momentum on the top side of the racetrack to close right in on the back bumper of that number 25 automobile for Mason Diaz. Diaz a little sideways there off of turn 4. Drew Dollar going to look down to the inside, take over that position as they race their way off into turns 1 and 2. Move Drew Dollar up to 9th. Mason Diaz back to 10th. Let's see if Dollar able to close in on Chase Cabry in a battle for that 8th position. Things starting to tighten up a little bit up at the front of the field. It was 25 car lengths not all that long ago. Looks like it's down to about 10 or 15 car lengths. 1.2 second lead now down to 0.6 of a second. Sam Mayer starting to close in on Ty Gibbs up at the front of the field. Working lap 60, so we are 2 laps away from the halfway point here at Dover International Speedway. Corey Heim looking to the inside of Taylor Gray in a battle for the 4th position. Good side-by-side battle for position at the back of the top 5. Corey Heim drifting up the racetrack just a little bit. Taylor Gray having to roll out of the gas. He's going to give up that 4th spot. Move Corey Heim up into the 4th position. Taylor Gray back to 5th. Closing in on the halfway point here at Dover International Speedway. 62 laps in the books. 125 the distance here in the General Tire 125. There's the battle for the lead and the Richmond Water Heaters Halfway Leader Award. Ty Gibbs living large and in charge up at the front of this one. He will take home the Richmond Water Heaters Halfway Leader Award. Drew Dollar on the move. He's now looking to the inside of Chase Cabry. Drew Dollar finding the top side, working to his advantage, getting a lot of momentum, able to use that to make some passes. Move Drew Dollar up into the 8th position. Chase Cabry back to 9th. Is your Richmond Water Heaters Halfway Award winner, Ty Gibbs. Tell you what, everybody else in the field here kind of hoping Ty kind of rolls out of the gas just a little bit. He is having it his way here at the General Tire 125. Dominant performance by the grandson of NASCAR Hall of Fame team owner Joe Gibbs. There's that battle for 2nd position. David Gilliland getting a little sideways there over in turns 3 and 4. David, as a team owner and team owner with some driving experience, he wants to make sure that his race cars are, exactly what his drivers are looking for. They didn't have a driver signed up for the 54 car this week. He thought, you know what, why not? I'm going to hop in there, see just how good our equipment is, see where we can improve, see what we're already doing well, and apparently that race car not doing too shabby. David Gilliland well up into the top 5 here, just past the halfway point in the General Tire 125. Let's take a look at our Richmond Water Heaters mid-race report. Of course, our leader, Ty Gibbs, he has led every lap so far. No lead changes to this point here in the General Tire 125. Just one caution flag, of course, that coming out for the scheduled break. Back around lap 32. Been clean and green so far here in the General Tire 125. We are again closing in on what should be the 2nd and final scheduled break here this afternoon. Now Sam Mayer and David Gilliland, they're going to be trying to talk to their crew chiefs and figure out what adjustments they can make to their race cars to stay in contact with Ty Gibbs. Ty has been comfortably in charge all afternoon long here at Dover International Speedway. There you see Sam Mayer. Sam had closed it down to about a half a second lead not that long ago, but Ty again stretching it out. You're watching ARCA Menards Series East Racing on NBCSN.
This
ARCA Menards Series East Racing on NBCSN is brought to you by Bounty, the quicker picker-upper, and by Richmond Water Heaters, the water heater experts.
Pace car now down onto pit road. Field in the hands of Ty Gibbs as they reach the restart zone. Green flag back in the air, and Ty Gibbs on the hammer down the front stretch. Sam Mayer trying to stay right there with him off into turns 1 and 2. Ty Gibbs going to slide right across the nose of Sam Mayer and hold on to the lead as we see Corey Heim working to the outside. He's going to take over that third position from David Gilliland as they work their way off down the backstretch and into turns 3 and 4. Ooh, Mason Diaz with a big handful of steering wheel right there. Diaz doing a great job keeping that car pointed in the right direction. That could have been big. Taylor Gray in the 17 car losing a couple of spots on that restart. Looks like he's kind of regrouped a little bit, working his way to the inside of Max McLaughlin in the number 1 car. Ooh, Gray getting a little loose there over in turns 3 and 4. There we see a battle for the lead. Sam Mayer looking to the inside of Ty Gibbs down into turns 1 and 2. Oh, they're going to get a little sideways. Contact down in turns 1 and 2. Mayer doing a great job keeping that car off of Ty Gibbs. Here you see some rubber pieces flying off of that number 18 car, though. Some contact made down in turns 1 and 2. Is there damage to our leader? There you see the damage to the Sam Mayer automobile. Ty Gibbs still up at the front. 5 car lengths in hand over Sam Mayer. Those 2 cars coming together down in turns 1 and 2. You see the lettering rubbed off the left rear tire. Here's a look again down in turns 1 and 2. Mayer just tried to drive it in deep. Got that car a little loose. Let's see how much contact is made down in turns 1 and 2. There you see right there. Ty Gibbs taking some contact to the left rear tire of that number 18 car. Saw some debris fly off of those cars as well. Don't know if that means there's any damage to those tires. Ty Gibbs, he's going to push that off to the back of his mind. He is going to drive off into turns 1 and 2. He's trying to drive away from Sam Mayer. These 2 drivers raced for the win pretty hard at Toledo back on August 1st. Ty Gibbs spun out in that battle, going from the lead back to 7th or 8th. Almost a replay here at Dover International Speedway. Looks like things have calmed down a little bit up at the front of the field, but some incredible action here just after the restart. Things calming down a little bit. Let's see what that damage to the right side of that number 21 car does for Sam Mayer. You see, get a good look at it right there down into turns 1 and 2. Right side door panels bent in just a little bit. Of course, when you've got speeds over 150 miles per hour here and you are in the turn as much as you are, that right side door produces a lot of side force. That could impact the handling characteristics of that car as Sam Mayer tries to close in and race for the win here against Ty Gibbs. Welcome back to ARCA Menards Series East Racing on NBCSN. There's a good battle for position. Parker Retzloff slamming the door shut on Max McLaughlin off into turns 3 and 4. This is a battle for 7th and 8th. McLaughlin spent much of the afternoon in that 6th position. Dave McCarty and that crew making some adjustments on that car on that second brake, and apparently not quite to McLaughlin's liking. Let's take a look at the replay right here. Look how close. Oh, that's not just close, folks. That is contact with the turn 4 wall. Max McLaughlin trying to find everything he can to get back up in the battle for that top 5 here this afternoon at Dover. And there's the battle for the lead. Sam Mayer, he has regrouped. Was 0.8 of a second a couple of laps ago. Now it's 8 feet. Yeah, Sam Mayer really closing in on the back of Ty Gibbs. 23 laps to go. It is time. It is go time. Don't have any more. There's no saving things here for Sam Mayer. He's got to go. If he's got a car that can get up and get around Ty Gibbs, he wants to make it happen. So Sam Mayer on the charge. Of course, that damage right there to the right side of that car, that happened the last time he made a run at Ty Gibbs. Let's see what happens here. Stalking him down the backstretch off into turns 3 and 4. Mayer now dropping 5 car lengths back through turns 3 and 4. And down the front stretch. Seems like he is able to use the momentum of the top side of the racetrack very, very well. Ty Gibbs starting to thrash that machine around a little bit, getting that car sideways off of turn 2. Does that give Mayer a little room? He's going to get into the back of the 18. A little sideways there. Ty Gibbs sideways through turns 3 and 4. That's going to allow Sam Mayer down to the inside. Give the lead to Sam Mayer with 20 to go here at Dover. I was just saying that car jumped a little sideways on Ty Gibbs. Sam Mayer saw that, got up into the back of him a little bit and shoved him out of the way. And now Sam Mayer will take the lead for the first time here this afternoon. Mayer now going to run to the top side of the racetrack through turns 3 and 4. Gibbs trying to regroup. 5 car lengths back as they race off into turns 1 and 2. Ty Gibbs in the footsteps. There you see the battle for 4th and 5th. Taylor Gray thrashing that race car off at turn 4. Good battles all over the place here at the General Tire 125. Taylor Gray stalking Corey Heim down the backstretch. He's going to look to the inside just a touch through turns 3 and 4. I'm going to slam the door shut off of turn 4. Gray falling back into line. 18 laps to go this time around. 18 miles to settle it here at the Monster Mile. Ooh, Taylor Gray putting some pressure on Corey Heim. Heim's car breaks loose. He's going to drift up the racetrack. He's going to lose a couple of positions. Taylor Gray going to sneak by for 4th. Move Mason Diaz by for 5th. Corey Heim back to 6th. Taylor Gray packing the air underneath the rear end of that number 20 car. And that machine broke loose, and Corey Heim had to chase it up the racetrack. And it's going to do the same thing. Parker Retzloff putting some pressure on. Corey Heim not able to keep that car. And look at this, folks. Trouble for Ty Gibbs. He has been in the wall. Caution flag is out. Ty Gibbs with serious damage to the right side of that car. Tough break for Ty Gibbs. Running second. He had led all the way. Got shoved out of the way by Sam Mayer. Now we see some flames from underneath that number 18 car. A lot of damage to the right front corner. Tough way to end the day for Ty Gibbs as he tried to reel in Sam Mayer and retake the lead here at the General Tire 125. Raise your hand if you did not see that coming. Let's see if we've got a replay of what happened to Ty Gibbs. Looked like it happened down in turns 1 and 2. And there you see it. Boom. Ty Gibbs pounding the outside wall at the exit of turn 2. And there's another look at it. Ooh, you see that safer barrier flex. Wow, incredibly hard hit for Ty Gibbs as he made his way through turn 2. Ooh, cringeworthy impact right there for Ty Gibbs. That safer barrier doing its job. And there you see Ty has climbed out of that automobile, apparently uninjured, but he will make the trip down to the Infield Care Center, debriefing with Mark McFarland, Billy Feltz, and his crew. You're watching ARCA Menards Series East Racing on NBCSN. Welcome back to the General Tire 125 from Dover International Speedway. Keep an eye on the pace car. Make sure he gets down on a pit road safely, and then we will be on the hammer for 11 quick laps to settle it here in the General Tire 125. Pace car indeed, down on pit road. Sam Mayer, David Gilliland up on the front row. There you see Gilliland crowding Sam Mayer up the racetrack just a little bit. Field now into the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air. We are underway. 11 laps to settle it here at Dover. Sam Mayer on the brake. He's going to jump out to a 3-car length lead down into turns 1 and 2. Mason Diaz trying to challenge David Gilliland. He's not going to make it stick. Now Taylor Gray to the inside of Diaz down the backstretch. Gray sideways big time off of turn 2. He's going to give up a couple of spots down into turns 3 and 4. Taylor Gray trying to regroup now off of turn 4. Let's see if he's able to keep Drew Dollar at bay as they race their way off into turns 1 and 2 now with 10 laps to go. Dollar to the outside. Trying to find some racing room to the outside of Taylor Gray. Field working their way down the backstretch. Ooh, little contact there. Drew Dollar down to the inside. He's going to try to take over. What is the 6th position? Ooh, some contact there. Taylor Gray into the outside wall off of turn 4. That car not handling the way that he wanted it to. Taylor Gray not able to keep that car off the wall off of turn 4. He's going to drop to the tail of this line of traffic. Ooh, again sideways. Some contact from Parker Retzloff. Taylor Gray really fighting the wall, or fighting that car as he got into the wall in that number 17 automobile. Let's take a look at that action off of turn 4. Taylor Gray just drifted up the racetrack ever so slightly. Some pretty solid contact there for Taylor Gray in that number 17. Tough break for that young man who was up in the top 3 most of the afternoon here today at Dover. Sam Mayer working his way off of turn 4. Clean and green up at the front of the field. 7 laps to go. He's got a half straightaway in hand over David Gilliland in second. Sam Mayer working his way down the backstretch. No pressure at all from behind. David Gilliland in that second position. We already talked about 2019. Sam Mayer picking up the win here at Dover. That clinched the 2019, what was then known as the NASCAR K&N Pro Series East Championship. Now the ARCA Menards Series East. Once again, Sam Mayer trying to go back-to-back here at the Monster Mile. Mayer making his way through turns 3 and 4. He will see the 5 to go signal from the flag stand this time by. 5 laps to go, 5 miles to go here in the General Tire 125 for Sam Mayer. To go this time around for Sam Mayer. He works his way through turns 1 and 2 and down the backstretch. He's got Chuck Buchanan Jr. directly in front of him. Chuck been running that high side all afternoon long. Buchanan gives the leader Sam Mayer plenty of racing room. He will look at the 3 to go signal this time around. Sam Mayer just 3 more trips around the Monster Mile, and he will go to Sunoco Victory Lane for the 2nd consecutive year. Mayer building that advantage over David Gilliland back in second. The defending East Series champion looking to claim his 2nd win of 2020. 2 laps to go this time around for Sam Mayer. He's going to look to the inside of Ed Pompa down in turns 1 and 2. Ed Pompa giving the leader plenty of racing room. There you see, way back in the distance, almost a full straightaway back, 2nd place driver David Gilliland. But up at the front of the field, it is all Sam Mayer. He will be looking at the white flag this time around. One more lap to go here at Dover for Sam Mayer in that Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation Chevrolet. Drifting up the racetrack ever so slightly down in turns 1 and 2 and clean down the backstretch. One more set of corners to go for the defending race winner, Sam Mayer. Off of turn 4, he will be looking at the checkered flag this time around. Sam Mayer picking up the victory here at Dover International Speedway. Happy young man in the cockpit of that number 21 car. David Gilliland coming across the stripe, 2.3 seconds back in second. Mason Diaz coming home in third. Max McLaughlin and Drew Dollar rounding out the top 5 finishers here in the General Tire 125. At the start of the day, it looked like it was going to be all Ty Gibbs. But with about 25 laps to go, Sam Mayer turned the heat up, and he is going to end up in victory lane for the second consecutive year here at the Monster Mile.
ARCA Menards Series East Racing on NBCSN is brought to you by Sioux Chief, America's manufacturer of plumbing products. Welcome back to the Monster Mile. Race 3 of the ARCA East season is finished, and Sam Mayer has won, making it 2 years in a row. Let's hear from the winner.
We were going hard every time we got close to each other, to be honest with you. He took the air off my door and got me super loose one time. I packed some air under a spoiler and got him loose, and that's how I got by him. Just using the aerodynamics to my advantage and knowing how I know this racetrack and how it works there. And I can't thank these GMS racing guys enough for all they do. It's teaching me about that in the first place, and even getting me to victory lane here in the first place is amazing. And it's amazing having the Vince Lombardi Foundation on board this week. And it's a really good foundation, getting everyone to know about cancer and how it affects different types of families. And I'm just so glad I could get him in victory lane.
Taking a look at the results of the General Tire 125, Sam Mayer leads only 21 laps, but they're the right 21, taking him to victory at Dover for the second year in a row. NASCAR veteran David Gilliland comes home second. Mason Diaz and Max McLaughlin have their best finishes of the year with a third and fourth. Patrick Retzlaff moved up 4 spots from his 11th starting position to finish 7th. We take a look at the next page. General Tire pole winner Ty Gibbs jumps out. He had the car to beat, leading 104 laps before that crash into turn 2, ending their day. Ty finished 12th.
Second today for David Gilliland. Not bad for your return to the seat. How would you evaluate the day?
We came up 1 spot short. We car had good speed in practice, and just didn't quite have the short run speed that the 21 and 18 had there. But that last run was the longest run of the day, and I could see them guys kind of fading a little bit towards the end of the run. So tried to take it easy at the beginning of the run. It was my only chance to see what I had there for the end, but the 21 car was just too strong there at the end. But really proud of our guys, our organization. Obviously we want to win, but we're close. And so it was a lot of fun to come back out here and race in the ARCA Menards series. And like I said, couldn't be prouder to be on the ownership side and to be able to race in it. So I might try and sneak in for another 1 or 2.
The points after 3 races with the incident in turn 2 that took out Ty Gibbs. This has allowed Sam Mayer to pad his lead from 1 point coming in to now leading by 13 points over Ty. Chase Cabry sits in third, 27 points back. Patrick Retzlaff and Nick Sanchez round out the top 5, 28 and 31 points behind. The next race on the NASCAR Touring Series schedule here on NBC is race 4 of the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. The Mod Squad will be in action at the Jennerstown Speedway Complex in Jennerstown, Pennsylvania. You can catch all the action here on NBCSN on August 31st at 3 p.m. Eastern. The ARCA Menards Series East put on a great show. Miles the Monster only gobbled up 1 driver. Unfortunately, it was General Tire pole winner Ty Gibbs who led the majority of the race. But Sam Mayer was there to take advantage and get his second win of the season. The battle is on. Sam and Ty have set the bar high, and it will be a battle all the way to the end. Don't forget, NBC is your home for ARCA Menards Series East and West racing, as well as the NASCAR Modified Tour. Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoyed the show.